This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and I have something a little different for you guys as I'm going to check out some knockoff Mezco figures, kinda, sorta, but these are something that a lot of people have been asking me to check out and show off, so I have a few in hand, and I'm just going to jump right into them and let's see what we got. Alright guys, so I'm going to take a look at these MezKO figures. Basically Mezco knockoffs here. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about these and kind of show these things off, and I wasn't really sold on the way they looked. The quality didn't look all that great. Luckily, a friend of mine, Daniel, who's also an admin in my Mezco group, decided to buy some of these, and I decided to pick some up too. So he's letting me borrow some of his to kind of show off and see how the quality is in hand, because again, I've only seen pictures and things like that, so I really wanted to get a feel of them, and let's see what these are all about, you know what I mean? So I'm going to start off with this one right here. Now, this is a purple ninja. Now, I will say that not all of these figures have names necessarily. You have to go on the website, and I'll leave a link in the link, or leave a link in the link. I'll leave a link in the bio so you can check these things out. But there's no direct names for any of these characters here. So we got this really cool purple ninja. He does have this really nice staff, just casted in a black plastic. It is noted that this is a Masters of the Universe classic spear. I believe this is the same one that came with the Green Goddess. So that's interesting that they use that as a mold. So there's that. But the suit looks pretty cool. I do enjoy the color of purple that they used here. It is a very deep, vibrant purple, very saturated. So I do like that. The soft goods themselves do feel okay. They don't feel as cheap as I honestly thought they would, but clearly they are nowhere near the quality of an actual Mezco figure. You do get an actual belt that's tied around here that you can tie on like this. You can take this if you want to, but note it is stitched to the actual suit right here on the center, so you might have to cut the stitching off to take off the belt fully. But again, it still looks really nice. These wraps around here, like these guards around the wrists right here and around the legs, are okay. They're honestly pretty cheaply made. They don't look all that great. I mean, yeah, again, this is not the best quality of figures you're going to get, man. I like the fact that we do get a hood here that you can pull over. Even with the horns, you can kind of get it over like that a little bit. But I do not like the white stitching here. It stands out very boldly, and I'm not a fan of that. It just doesn't look right. There is a bendy wire in the hood, so that's actually kind of cool. But again, that stitching just does not look clean at all. And then if you look at the hood here, and I'm going to try to get a good zoom of this, you can see this blotching on the hood right there. You see that? That actually came that way, and you can see some loose threading and stuff like that. So again, these aren't the best quality, man. So I'm not sure if that's just like extra dye on there when they were dyeing the suit purple. I do not know. But it came just like that. The head sculpt itself, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's anything specific or if that's molded from anything specific, so if it is, please let me know. But it looks pretty cool, though. I do like the paint apps on that for the most part. The sculpt on that looks really cool. Kind of looks like a really cool Oni mask kind of thing, so I think it looks pretty rad. So, it's not the worst figure I've ever seen. But again, none of these are going to be actual stand-ins or replacements for your actual Mezco figures. That's just not going to happen. And then all the articulation with these guys does work the same. They all seem to use some kind of like knockoff, almost like a Marvel Legends buck. It kind of feels that way. So the head is on a ball joint mostly, but you're also going to get up and down. There's a disc hinge in there, and then you're also going to get left and right. Arms can kind of go up a little like this, but what I'm noticing here, and I can kind of feel it, it almost feels like there's a type of padding in the soft goods in certain areas. It's kind of weird, so it almost kind of hinders the articulation a little bit, but you can still get them up that far, down, up and out, rotation, double jointed elbows, but it's hindered by the bulkiness of the fabric, rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get an ab crunch, which, like I said, more of a Marvel Legends type ab crunch, and then it does swivel at the waist. No ball peg in there. Hip joints that kick up and forward that pretty far, so that's actually pretty good. Back, not so much. Splits out about only that far, so that's not that great. Rotation of the upper thigh. Double jointed knee, so he can kick himself in his own butt. There actually is a calf rotation. That's really nice. Ankles go up, down, a pretty sweet ankle rocker. And then we do get toe articulation. And some of these toes will go all the way down. Like this one, it stops right there. This one goes all the way down like that. So that's a little weird, but it is what it is. And then again, it has this little spear thing that is, again, it is totally from a Masters of the Universe Classics figure. I don't know why they did that, of all things. So there it is. Still, it's okay. Again, it's not great. These things aren't Mezco prices either. You're going to get them for maybe about 30% of what an actual Mezco figure would cost. I think these are around 30 bucks. I think 30, 35 bucks. I don't know. Something like that. But it's okay. Again, I do like the suit and might make for a really cool custom. All right, next up we have this little skull dude right here. I think he's actually pretty cool. This might actually be one of the better ones, I think, in this line, and definitely one of my favorites from the ones that I have here. I think he looks great. This is clearly like a knockoff of the Pink Skull's Chaos Club figures. You can see he has that purple skull instead. He has the same bandana that we've seen with the Pink Skulls. This one's just done in a plain black, which I actually really do like. And you can actually take this off right here. I just tied it around the face like that, so you can pull that off and we can get a better look at the face. And again, you can see it's just a knockoff of that skull that we've already seen with Mezco, and it looks okay. I do like the purple. I think it looks pretty cool. And we do get these little headphones, a little headset you can put on there like that. They're pink. And they're not necessarily, you can tell they're not meant for this figure. They're not meant to formed for the skull, but they hold on there and they stay on there pretty good, and they're not really going anywhere. So I think that's actually pretty cool. And me personally, I'd probably paint them maybe purple to match the skull or whatever, but still I think that's pretty cool. Nice accessory. We also get this spiked mace club right here. Again, this is another accessory from Masters of the Universe Classics. I want to say Spike Ore. Am I wrong on that? Is this Spike Ore's mace? It would make sense, right, with all the spikes. But this thing is obviously does not look like it goes to this guy whatsoever. It's a nice accessory though. So I mean, if you wanted it for your Masters of the Universe Classics, I can see people just totally getting it and putting it with those videos because it works perfectly. So that's really nice. And this is actually a really nice quality. The spikes themselves are actually more of a metallic orange as opposed to the rest of the weapon here. So I do like that. It just does not look like it goes with this guy whatsoever. So I'm gonna put that aside. He does have a really nice bag here that you can unbuckle like that. It has a little Velcro piece on there with a little foam insert, and you can use that to store things in there, which is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off as well. Then just look at the figure here. We do get a nice plain white shirt, a nice little black coat here, or type of like a dress jacket, and I think it looks really good. There's little stitches hanging out here and there. You'll see those all throughout like that. Those can just be cut off. Just be very careful. You don't pull those threads too much. And simple black pants. I do like the white shoes, the little sneakers right here. Just done in a simple white. I think that's really good for customizing if you want to do something right there. But yeah, man, I actually think this one works really, really good. Especially, now again, this is by no means going to replace any of your Mezco figures, especially the Pink Skulls. But I do like this one as a base for a custom. I think that's the reason to get this particular figure. Again, a plain white shirt, simple black pants, and a white jacket, or black jacket, excuse me, and some white shoes. You know, put on a different head if you want to, or paint this one up however you want. I think this one works great as a custom. So yeah, I might have to pick up a couple of these to do some things that I've been wanting to do for a while. I think I actually like this one quite a bit. All right, next up we have this obviously Gomez-inspired figure, utilizing that really cool head sculpt that we get with Gomez figures. Personally, one of my favorite head sculpts. But this one is obviously a cast or a knockoff, so it's not the greatest here. So you can see kind of how it actually feels smaller. And the paint, actually is a paint wash in there, so that's kind of nice. But the paint apps aren't all that great, I'll be honest with you. It's just not as good as I had hoped, but still looks okay, I guess. And it does fit on there a little awkwardly. This coat that he has, I do not like this thing at all. This coat is just, it almost feels like cheap burlap, like a cheap burlap potato sack kind of thing. I just don't like it. I do like the buttons on here; those are pretty cool. Then there's like stitching just falling out left and right. You can see all this here. It's just not a good coat. I do not like this thing at all, man. It's actually kind of whack. The brown shirt under here is pretty cool. I do like that. And you can kind of, I'll lift this up here, and again, you can kind of see how it's almost like a Marvel Legends body with that ab cut. They're almost like the old Spider-Man Pizza Spidey figures. That's kind of like what the bodies that they're using for all these figures. So it works okay, you know what I mean? That buck itself had some limitations, so it obviously has those limitations here. I do like the pants. The pants came out really nice, as well as the shoes. I think the shoes came out really nice too. There is like almost like this scuffing on the shoes that you can see there. You can see, get a good focus on that to make them look a little worn. So I actually do like that. He does come with a couple guns. We got like this Uzi type weapon. Again, I think these guns are all from Marvel Legends, so they're okay, you know what I mean? And then he does have a really nice backpack that I do like. I like the backpack. That's probably the best thing about this figure. He has a soda, Coca-Cola can in there, right there. And then he has this giant walkie-talkie thing in the back there. And then there is a Velcro strap. You could put some stuff in there if you like to, or you can open up this Velcro. This is normally we would put like this hoverboard for the other Gomez figures, stuff like that. So I do like that. This is probably my least favorite one, I'll be honest with you. I mean, if you like it, cool. I personally don't. I just think it's garbage. But I mean, I guess for a custom, you might like it. You might want these pants and the shoes, and you know what I mean? Just pop on a different head. I just think this jacket is utter garbage. It just does not look good whatsoever. But I do like the backpack with the Coca-Cola bottle and stuff like that. So, is what it is. But this is definitely not my favorite amongst the set here. Now, lastly, we have this really cool Red Ninja. This is definitely one of my favorites of the bunch here. I just think he came out really nice for the most part. And then I'm just kind of a sucker for Red Ninjas, so I think this guy turned out pretty good. First of all, I love the red color that we're getting here. It is very vibrant. I love how bright it is. Even like the undershirt's almost like a brighter red, so that contrasts pretty good. And then this one actually just feels and just kind of hangs a little better to the body, better than the purple one. So I do like that a lot. He does have two swords here that we can see like that. Now I believe these are just the swords that came with Ragnarok Thor. So yeah, you have those, and they work pretty good. I actually do like them, so that works for me, honestly. Again, but the suit just looks really good. So unlike the stitching for the purple one, this one does have the darker red stitching, so it blends into the suit a lot better, with the exception of the collar. But still, it looks a lot better. And you can see a little bit of a loose thread here, but I could just trim that off. But it's not as bad. We also do get this really cool, like, I don't know if this is a wasp head sculpt or a bee or a moth or something like that, but I like it. I actually think that's a really cool head sculpt. I'm not sure if it's from something else or just something original that they have, but I think it's really cool. Got these little nice antennae on there. I think it looks awesome, man. And this kind of feels like it would fit in with the whole Mezco verse and those Gomez style character. Like this would totally be one of his homies. So I like that. The cool thing about this one is you can actually take these off. Actually, I'll leave one on right here, like that, and then we get the option to switch out to even bigger ones if you want to, so you could have the longer ones or the shorter ones, whatever you want to do. Me personally, I kind of like the shorter ones a little bit better, and I could always switch those out, but still, it's cool that we have the option to do that. So I think that actually looks really nice, man. I'm actually plenty surprised by this. I can actually, of course, put the hood up like that, like so, and this of course does have a bendy wire in there, so you can kind of shape it to the head how you like, however you think looks good. And again, I actually surprisingly think that's not bad, dude. That's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how much I like this particular one. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to bring in my actual Crimson Dragon Gomez right here. And you can just see the difference in the color. The Crimson Dragon actually has a lot darker red than this KO figure here has. Now, I think a lot of people actually wanted the figure to be this more brighter red, which I can totally understand. I actually thought it was going to be a little more brighter red like this one too. But still, I don't mind this dark red at all. I actually really like it. But again, I could see why people would have wanted a brighter red. So you can just see the contrasting colors there. And again, you can kind of see how this character kind of would fit in with Gomez here, and I think it works, man. Again, I don't know if this is an original head sculpt or not. Again, feel free to let me know, but it's pretty cool seeing these side by side, and I'm actually really glad that I picked this particular one up, because he's definitely going to be customized, and I think he'll make for a really cool display. So for a quick size comparison, here they are standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and McFarlane Batman figure. Also for comparison, here are a couple of the knockoff figures standing next to their actual Mezco counterparts. And just for fun, here they are with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of these knockoff Mezco figures. Now, if you're interested in buying any of these, I'll try to leave a link in the bio. Again, but they're okay. They're not by no means near the quality of an actual Mezco figure. They're very subpar of that, and the price of around $30 kind of justifies that a little bit. The soft goods are okay in some of the figures, but then other ones are just utter crap. Like the purple ninja doesn't feel as great. The brown coat on that quote-unquote Gomez figure is utter trash. But I actually do like the skeleton dude and the red ninja. Those are actually a lot better. Matter of fact, I actually like that red ninja as a character as a whole. I think he looks pretty cool. The articulation works okay. The Buck seems to be some type of wannabe Marvel Legends, which works pretty decent. The weapons and accessories are a little odd. Some of them are just Masters of the Universe Classics weapons, which feels a little weird and doesn't really suit any of these. These things just kind of seem like a mishmash of a bunch of different toys, just trying to be combined and make a cool Mezco figure, which they kind of not really do. So yeah, man, if you want these, I think they're okay at best. Again, for the price, they're not terrible. I mostly see these as actual custom pieces that you would want to kind of take apart and make your own figure. But again, by no means will replace or fill in spots for your actual Mezco figures. So if you like them and you're okay with the price tag, then I think you'll enjoy them. If not, yeah, I can totally see this as being an utter pass. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.